the silence of the world music industry suddenly broke by a confession never before imagined. Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS, finally spoke openly about the reason that pushed him to leave the group that had raised his name. Even more shocking, the news reached the ears of Justin Bieber, one of the global music icons known to have an emotional closeness with Jungkook. Bieber's shocked reaction instantly became an international spotlight, as if confirming how big the impact of this decision was on the entertainment world. The question now echoes: what reason was truly so heavy that it made Jungkook take a step no one ever expected? And how was ARMY's reaction, unable to hold back their tears when hearing that explanation? The fact that Jungkook, long known as a symbol of loyalty and full dedication to BTS, finally revealed the reason for his departure, sparked an unstoppable wave of discussion. For years, he appeared as a figure who always prioritized togetherness, professionalism, and close bonds with fellow members. Yet the confession now coming from his own mouth instead raised deep questions. Was there hidden pressure behind the glittering global stage of BTS that had never been touched by the public? Justin Bieber's reaction, openly showing his shock, only strengthened the belief that Jungkook's decision was no simple matter. Bieber, long known to admire Jungkook's career journey and even cite him as inspiration in several interviews, seemed unable to believe the reality that someone as strong as Jungkook could finally give into something invisible. Why was Bieber so shocked? Because in his view, Jungkook was the reflection of a hard worker with almost no cracks to waver. So, when this confession emerged, even a world-class musician could not hide his astonishment. On the other hand, ARMY worldwide could not hold back their tears. Their emotional response flooded the digital public space, as if showing that Jungkook's decision was a collective wound felt together. Hundreds of thousands of comments appeared in mere hours, some expressing full support, others questioning the truth of the statement. Was this truly Jungkook's personal decision, or were there external factors pushing him to leave? Was the reason he mentioned purely his own, or merely part of a narrative deliberately shaped? When examined more deeply, Jungkook's reason for leaving did not only touch personal matters, but also shook public perception of the global entertainment industry. His confession hinted at psychological pressure that perhaps had never been openly acknowledged. He spoke of exhaustion, a sense of losing identity, and doubts that grew under the world's spotlight. The words sounded simple, but the implications were extraordinary. Had BTS truly been able to be a vessel for the creative freedom of its members, or was there a huge wall limiting their movement behind the scenes? The involvement of Justin Bieber's name in this event added a new dimension that cannot be ignored. Bieber, who once went through dark periods in his career, seemed to see a reflection of himself in Jungkook. He knows very well how industry pressure can destroy mental health, reputation, even the personal life of an artist. With his shock, Bieber seemed to send a message that what Jungkook experienced was a bitter reality that could also happen to anyone in entertainment, no matter how great their fame. Yet the biggest question now arises: did Jungkook's revealed reason truly reflect the whole truth? Or was it only a small piece of a complex reality not yet fully uncovered? Many suspect there are certain interests pushing this narrative to the public. For some ARMY, it is hard to imagine that Jungkook would really want to leave the group that shaped his identity since his teens. For others, this statement is solid proof that even the biggest star has the right to choose his own life path, even if it wounds millions of fans' hearts. Amid this controversy, the international public began to view Jungkook's departure not just as a personal issue, but as a cultural phenomenon. BTS is not just a music group. They are a representation of globalization, cultural diplomacy, and the power of the creative economy. So, if even Jungkook chose to leave, what does it mean for the future of the group? Can BTS survive without him? And how will it affect the world music landscape that has long placed BTS as a main icon? Justin Bieber's shock is only one among countless reactions, but it became a symbol of how big BTS's influence is in the eyes of the international world. If even a world superstar feels shaken, how about ARMY, who have dedicated their lives to supporting this group? The tears that poured from millions of fans are not merely emotional expressions, but manifestations of real loss. Yet must we, as the public, simply accept the reason Jungkook revealed? Or should we instead remain skeptical, weighing the possibility that this information is merely part of a bigger communication strategy? How far has media played a role in amplifying this narrative until it created an emotional wave across the globe? Are we witnessing a bitter truth, or trapped in the whirl of sensationalism deliberately constructed? Until now, discussion about Jungkook's departure continues to roll. No certain answer has eased ARMY's emotional turmoil, especially after Justin Bieber's name entered the grand narrative. What is clear is that Jungkook's confession has left a historical mark not easily erased, while opening the world's eyes that behind the glitter of the international stage, there is a fragile side long silenced. Thus, the question we must reflect on together is, does the reason Jungkook revealed truly reflect reality, or is it only a fragment of a bigger mosaic deliberately shown to the public? And was Justin Bieber's shock solid proof that this event shook the entertainment world at its core, or merely part of a dramatic narrative written to invite tears? One thing is certain, Jungkook's decision to leave BTS has become a moment that will continue to be talked about, analyzed, and debated. Justin Bieber's shocked reaction is only the beginning of a long discussion that will not end anytime soon. The world has witnessed a historic event, and now it is time for the public to decide, is this truth, or merely an illusion wrapped in tears? The shocking decision linked to Bang Si-hyuk regarding the real reason Jungkook left BTS has created a major upheaval not only within the fan community, but also raised deeper questions about the reality of information circulating in the public sphere. But is it true that the statement said to come from Bang Si-hyuk is an undeniable fact? Or are we merely witnessing a narrative deliberately shaped to steer opinion and stir mass emotion? If we observe the pattern of news spread from social media such as TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube, it is clear this information did not originate from a single credible source. Instead, it developed through video fragments, short narratives, even speculations deliberately cut and packaged to trigger emotional response. Doesn't this suggest that the public should be more cautious in consuming such news? And further, doesn't this affirm that there are likely hidden motives behind every piece of suddenly viral information? Then, did Jungkook truly leave BTS for personal reasons revealed by Bang Si-hyuk? Or is all this perhaps part of a scenario deliberately staged to maintain public spotlight on the group or the company? This question grows ever more relevant when we realize similar news often emerges without concrete proof, yet sparks long discussion and wide speculation among ARMY. Why is the public so quick to believe narratives that may not have solid basis? On the other hand, the issue of Bang Si-hyuk's involvement in statements mentioning Jungkook's reason to leave BTS caused extraordinary emotional pressure for fans. Yet should we not ask more critically, would a figure as big as Bang Si-hyuk truly openly reveal something so sensitive through unofficial channels? Is it logical that information involving a global icon like Jungkook first spread via anonymous social media accounts, not through the company's official channels? These questions should lead us to one temporary conclusion. What we consume on screen may not fully reflect reality. It could be merely a reflection of the global entertainment industry's need to remain relevant amid fierce competition. Are we, as the public, merely consumers of dramatic narratives deliberately maintained? If Jungkook truly left BTS for personal reasons as rumored, should this not be officially and clearly delivered? Why instead does this news appear in fragments, speculation, and wild narratives confusing many? Are there parties deliberately pushing controversy to benefit from the wave of fan emotions? This phenomenon sparks broader reflection. Why do so many people so quickly believe narratives that may not even be true? Is it because the big names of Jungkook and Bang Si-hyuk are enough to make a story valid in the public eye? Or is it because the digital era has shaped us into instant news consumers who care more about speed than accuracy? We must realize the power of narrative in the social media era often surpasses fact itself. Video snippets, short snapshots, even words taken out of context can easily form a new reality believed by many. Have we unconsciously lost the ability to distinguish between fact and illusion? Further still, we must ask, who truly benefits from all this drama? Is it Jungkook himself, who perhaps never made the statements reported? Is it Bang Si-hyuk, whose name is continually dragged into controversy? Or is it social media, which each time this issue explodes gains spikes in interactions, views, and economic profit? In this context, it is important we not remain passive consumers. We must question every detail. Why did this news emerge now? Why was it spread through unofficial channels? Why is there no direct clarification to end debate? Is truth truly being hidden, or is there no truth at all because this entire narrative is merely an illusion? A skeptical stance is vital in facing such conditions. Otherwise, we will remain trapped in a tiring emotional cycle, believing, disappointed, angry, then again seeking new news to satisfy endless curiosity. Doesn't this make us part of a game designed by certain parties? We must also admit that ARMY, as one of the world's largest fandoms, plays a huge role in strengthening or halting this narrative. The question is, are they willing to view this issue with a cool head, or will they continue fueling speculation due to deep emotions toward Jungkook and BTS? Do they realize their support can be a great force to demand clarity, or instead, a fuel for media to keep driving endless issues? How can a community as massive as ARMY not question why such crucial information first came from unverifiable video fragments? At this point, reflection is a necessity. Are we truly witnessing a real event that will change BTS's course? Or are we merely being played by a media industry expert in creating drama to maintain public engagement? No certain answer can be given now. What we can do is continue demanding transparency, think critically, and not let emotions alone dictate our stance. Jungkook, Si-hyuk, and BTS are big names easily targeted by speculation. But must we as the public allow ourselves to be victims of misleading information flows? Finally, the biggest question we must reflect on together is, did all this truly happen, or is it merely fabrication designed to attract media and public attention? If true, how can we verify it? If false, who must be held responsible for spreading such misleading news? And most importantly, are we still able to distinguish between reality and narrative construction? So before we drown in emotional waves that blur logic, let us pause and ask, is this news worthy of belief, or merely part of a grand game deliberately designed to exploit the love and loyalty of millions toward Jungkook and BTS?